Alright folks, in this video we're going to take a look at the Switch 2 release for Skyrim, and this thing comes with a lot of problems. It's a $20 upgrade if you don't have the anniversary edition, but if you do, and I would highly recommend you watch this video before you buy it and not listen to some of the shills who are online promoting this thing. So I'm going to go into Whiterun. And I have this on other handles. This is a 14-year-old game. Keep in mind, I think it's 15 years old. 14. Yeah. So this is a very old game. Now, the nice thing is that this comes with the new lighting effects. As you can see, everything is lit very well. But the moment you start playing it, I'm going to show you what happens. So this might not be very clear on the camera, but I'm going to move this, right? You see that? The delay is around, close to 300 milliseconds. So I push this and turn. Push this, then he turns. Push it, then he turns. So the delay is so bad that if you try to play this on first person, you can't aim at all. And this is because this game uses DLSS. This is a 14-year-old game that requires DLSS. It's not about it being the special edition or the anniversary edition. The upgrades are minimal. The Switch 2 is more than capable of playing this at 60 FPS, or at least 40. So this is 30 FPS with DLSS, and keep in mind this is not 1080p. While you may think it's 1080p, it's not. It's using DLSS to upgrade the visuals, to upscale it, but Bethesda has done a very poor job with this port, and for anyone who wants to buy this, I would say stick to the Switch 1 version, because this is just very bad. It's awful. And the fact that Microsoft has acquired Bethesda and this is what they release, it's just awful. I'm at a loss for words why they would release something like this. And it's not just that there is a delay. Just look at this water. This doesn't seem right. There's something really off about this water, and somebody pointed that out as well. There's a bunch of little bugs and crashes, and the performance is just so bad. The other thing is this uses motion blur. So when you're looking around, this screen is supposed to be VRR compatible, but because of the blur, it feels like the screen is tearing. Like, I'm gonna bring it closer. Just look at that. It feels like there's 4 or 5 of those pillars over there, and it's really just swinging around. I can't do a sharp turn. Just look at my finger and look at what's going on the screen. It's just all over the place. So this is really not fit for purpose. I really like the Nintendo Switch 2, but my biggest disappointment is the way they treated Switch 1 games. It just makes this system feel unnecessary, unless you're going to play a bunch of Nintendo games. But and keep in mind, I have other handhelds that can play this game way better, but there are times when I just want to play on the Switch 2, and because it's very thin and light, it's easy to carry around. Or there, I got a bounty. But anyway, it's just unplayable. And I'm going to show you, like, let me try and do a fight over here, and you're going to see how bad it gets. So this is me trying to, and I'm not exaggerating, I've played, like many of you have played this game a bunch. I can't aim. I can't do anything with this. So this is a very poor release. I'm not sure why they even bothered to do this. I mean, they've been having issues with their Fallout series, and Fallout Anniversary Edition is coming to the Switch 2. I'm not sure what's going to happen with that. But if this is the quality that we can expect, I don't think anybody should be paying anything at this point for the Switch 2 version of Skyrim, or even the PC version for that matter, because they're probably going to ruin that as well with the updates that are bound to be coming for Skyrim. Um, I have no idea what this is. So if you really wanted to play it, you could, but it's just so bad. Even the walking. So when you try to walk, just look at what I'm doing. I press back, press back. The delay is crazy. Turn, turn. So this is just awful. I think it's just something they've pushed out because it's the holiday season and they think people are maybe gonna buy this again. I mean, it's a full price game on Switch 2 if you buy it again, but if you have the base version, non-anniversary, you can upgrade with another $20. This is not worth $20. I don't think this is just a broken game. This is not playable. And they did add these mouse controls. Let me see if I can activate it. So this is the mouse, all right? So I'm gonna bring it closer for you. This is a mouse. So everything that I'm doing over here is delayed like crazy. I think it's more than 300 milliseconds. Even streaming would get you better performance. So this is the mouse control they added. I don't know who can play like this, but I'll try it on a different surface. No, this is just awful. I'm not sure. There, it's gone. So the polling rate is off. I have updated my controllers because the controllers do come with the update for the Switch 2. There's a firmware update for the controllers. That hasn't helped. So this is one of the reasons people are you know, most of the hardcore PC gamers are going to the Steam Deck and other PC handles. Granted, those are not perfect, but at least you can modify them and fix things. The DLSS implementation is just horrendous. This is the worst implementation of DLSS I think that I've ever seen, and I don't know what they were trying to do. If either this is using some kind of frame gen or it's just using DLSS, because it's not 1080p. It's some kind of 720p up-resed with DLSS or something like that. The textures look better. That's a plus point. But the sacrifice you're making just for better looking textures and a little bit of lighting, it's just way too much. For $20 at this point, a 14-year-old game, this should run at least, at the bare minimum, this should run at 40 FPS. And let's say they can't achieve 40 FPS for battery or whatever reason. The input latency, they need to fix that. And I don't know if they will fix that because this is a very old release and it looks like they've just slapped it together and put it out. But the least they can do is fix that. And there are some people who have shown this off, some of the channels that show the Switch 2 version. They don't talk about this stuff. So I'm not sure why people would make people follow this kind of stuff, you know, get the Switch 2 version or whatever. That's just very disingenuous. I did not pay for the upgrade because I did have the anniversary edition, but I kind of regret it because I should have just stayed on the Switch 1 version. And because the other thing is, this is a 53 GB download, so you're going to take a lot of the space away from your Switch 2 main memory if you don't have an SD card. So you're going to be, if you have the base version, you're going to pay $20, plus you're going to lose most of the space with 53 GB download, and you're going to get an experience that's just awful. This is just awful. And the reason I chose Whiterun is because this is a kind of a densely populated area. Keep in mind, on on the Steam Deck, a Steam Deck which is reasonably more powerful than a Switch 2, despite what people say, can run this with modifications at 70 FPS, 65 FPS easily, and that is with mods, like heavy mods. So this is unacceptable, really unacceptable. I don't think people should continue to support this kind of behavior. I mean, of course it's Bethesda, and people are not going to really complain much about it, because I'm one of those people. I love Bethesda. I play Starfield all the time, but something like this, because I play a lot of Skyrim on my Switch 1, and I imported my save to the Switch 2. It's very disappointing, because I was looking forward to playing it on the Switch 2, but it's just very disappointing. I'm just going to play it on the OLED Switch 1. Anyway, this is just a rant about how upset this made me, and I think any fan of this series is going to be disappointed, because if you treat your fans this way, I don't see how they would continue to support you. You may have some flaws, but even the hardcore fans, it's just... And granted, this is a Switch 2 release. People buy a lot of games on the Switch. The Switch 2 is the most popular handheld right now. And when people experience a game on the Switch 2, something like Skyrim, and if it's a good experience, they would want to support Bethesda. They would probably want to buy more of their games. They do have other games on the platform. But when they see this kind of performance, you're going to see videos like this about people complaining. And, granted, not many people are going to watch the video, but it kind of goes forward. There are going to be other people who are going to talk about this. You can go on some posts that are talking about this. So anyway, this is the condition of Bethesda Softworks under Microsoft. It's not Microsoft's fault. It's just that they have a very big team working over there, and I think there's a level of incompetence that has grown along with the team size. The bigger the team size, the bigger the incompetence, because I feel like they aren't communicating, the departments, whatever they're doing over there. They aren't communicating. One department isn't telling the other department what's going on. There's something off with the testing. Even with Fallout 4, the kind of jank that has come out with Fallout 4 is just insane. And I normally don't make videos complaining about stuff. I like to make videos of handhelds that I like and, test them and play with them, but I don't like doing this. This is not fun for me, but it's just very, very disappointing and upsetting as a handheld game player, but also as somebody who's a hardcore PC player. It's just, very disappointing what they're doing. I don't have a problem with their other stuff, like the modding and stuff. That's fine. They're running a business. That's fine. But when it comes to stuff like this, and oddly enough, so right now, it's night, right? So let me just go here. So it's still lagging. The input lag is still there, but it's less. It's still there, but it's less. So whatever variable thing they're using, it's not working for them. It's really not working. Anyway, this went longer than I expected. So this is the anniversary edition for the Switch 2. I would highly recommend, most people have it, but don't get this. If you're going to pay full price, or even for the upgrade, it's not worth it. At least not right now. Maybe Bethesda will fix this, but at 30 FPS, sub 1080p, blur, DLSS poorly implemented, input latency like crazy, this is not it. This is not something anybody should support. Anyway, if you like the video, go ahead and like it. If you dislike it, go ahead and dislike it. But as always, thank you for watching.